Welcome to the Land of Bet Sports Betting Live Show with live show producer Matty, as well as Swish in the comments. How you feeling today, Matty?
I'm doing well. I can't complain. I got some bets down. I think it's an interesting slate. There's not a ton I love, but there's a few spots I do love.
Yeah, I think there's some opportunities today. I've got a decent card now. I hate when my whole card just starts with overs, and I'm really trying to find some unders. But there's some bad defenses in the NBA right now in general, so some stuff's a little bit scary. But make sure you guys are tagging Swish info in the comments if you are looking to ask him a question so he can see what you guys have going on. And Matty and myself are also in the comments, so if you do want to make sure you tag at the Matt Steven, or you can tag myself. I'll be looking through the comments either way, but we'll try to get as much as we can. We've been getting a lot of engagement, which I really appreciate. So it's tough to get through all the comments, but we'll do our best. And there's probably a good chance that we either already answered what you were talking about or are going to. But, caps always works. Anthony Bubba knows that. So just hit him up if you need any questions about how to get your comments on air, because my guy gets a lot of them on air. Free Sauce is here, one of the guest cappers. Always love my guy in the comments. So hit him up if you have any thoughts as well. King KT is here. We got a lot of the usuals and some more. So I think we're going to have a good show today. We can start wherever. I know there was some news that just kind of dropped, so we'll probably get to Atlanta first if you're good with that, Matty.
So,
yeah. You want to share the news? I was also going to say real quick, jump in the comments if you do have a bet as you guys are trickling in. Happy to hear what you guys have to bet on. But
go ahead. Jalen Johnson was just listed out moments ago. I was looking at Kaminga earlier, and I know that sounds super incredibly unsexy right now, but this type of game is kind of like great for him. Like the matchup in itself, Memphis not trying to win, Jalen Johnson being ruled out. I thought the 13-5 when I was looking at it earlier led me to believe that Jalen Johnson was going to be out.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I think it should have been 11-5. I think 13-5 for Kaminga if it's still available once he does become back up. I think that's a good number.
Yeah.
Obviously, Nall I think is probably going to be pretty expensive. CJ is probably going to be pretty expensive. Okongwu I'm interested in because I didn't think his number really adjusted with the news of Jalen Johnson being there, and that's the person I initially wanted to target. Yeah. Well, did you have any thoughts on that at all?
Well, I kind of thought that JJ was going to be out. I'm trying to see how it was like 4 minutes ago. So we just need a few more minutes for things to update, and then he'll be listed out here on the projections on SwishLand. I thought a lot of what you just said. I thought Okongwu just hadn't moved at 14.5 points going up against OMP, I guess is the center, maybe some GG Jackson. Thought that made a little bit too much sense almost. I was like, wait, so what am I missing? Is there like a reason that people don't like him? And I think probably a decent amount of it has to do with everybody just wanting to bet on JK, on Kaminga to be able to come back. I'm sure some people lost some money on him betting an over in the revenge narrative against Golden State, which is why we don't, minutes trump revenge narrative. You can want all the revenge that you want in the world, and if you don't play enough minutes, then you can't get to the amount of points that your high ass prop line is at, because everyone wants to bet the over there. So either way, now you get him in a spot with 13.5 points. But if we're still looking at, also let's finish the Onyeka point, just not taking the shot, just not involved in the offense, right? Like if you look at the green line over the last, all these games, ever since Philly, just like not taking enough shots to really warrant a very high projection for him. So it's a little bit scary to go over. And I do like the rebounds a bit, but they were 8.5. Yes. When they were 7.5, I was like, oh, I could do this. And now they dipped into 8.5 because of how bad Memphis is. So kind of out on that. I'm sure there's comments about JK, so we should at least look at Kaminga here. What are your thoughts on Kaminga? You said you did like the idea of it. It's 13.5 against a bad defense. I just don't know how we can get him to more than like 25 minutes, I guess. Is that good enough?
I think you have outs here. He's buried on the bench, right? That's kind of the reason he's not getting minutes. What part of the reason he's not getting minutes? So you have JJ out, and then you also have Memphis being a horrific opponent. And I know that Memphis has stole games. I don't think they have intended to steal games. Atlanta's playing really well. I just don't see them stealing a game against a team that's in the upper echelon of above average.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think the key for Atlanta is they're not an established powerhouse like Boston or Denver. There's not, and by the way, was that the last two NBA champions, or I'm forgetting? No, and before the Thunder. So like those teams are going to come out with a malaise. This team, Atlanta, is still fighting to get out of the play-in if they can, which I don't know if they actually can, but they're at least trying to get as good of a seed as they can in the play-in at best. So yeah, they're not going to. Every game matters enough that it's not just kind of like they can't necessarily just sleepwalk through this Memphis game. They're not really capable anyway, especially now that JJ's out. Most of their players are good because of effort more than anything, like Dyson and for sure, and now JK as well. So I think they have to come out hard. And to your point, he's probably unburied now from the bench. So yeah, we have him at 21 minutes and about 14 points as is against this bad squad. If you get him to 25 minutes, I'm with it. So it's 13.5. Is that the number that you like?
It's moving to 14.5. 14.5, I'm not excited about it, but
Right.
13.5, I do think it's a pretty good over if you can realistically get him to 25 minutes, and I do believe you can.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see in a minute. It's going to come out to 14.5, I'm sure, like you said, and maybe it keeps getting hit. But seeing if anybody else has anything in this game. Did you have a different look at all for this one? Anything on the Memphis side?
There was a question about I did not, but there was a question about Dyson 12.5 RA. If you want to take a look at that really quickly.
Yeah, let's take a look at what Brandon's talking about with Dyson. Just the RA. So 12.5. This is probably bumped up now, right? Because JJ's out, so we should probably be coming back to this game. Let me pull up PropsMadness, see if they are pulling stuff through. Yeah, I doubt it.
14.5. Yeah, this is gone.
Yeah, it's 14.5 for Dyson.
Yeah, that's gone.
It's not fair anymore. Yeah, you had to hit that early. I think the play was to just assume that Jalen Johnson was out and then play off of that. I think the blowout, obviously, what is the spread now? 12.5. A little bit scary overall. A little bit shorter bench now, I guess. I'm kind of good on this stuff, but the RA is gone. So I bet a lot of the comments are kind of gone too, man, in terms of what was available when you guys were talking about it. But we can bring up some Grizz folks, maybe like OMP. Under on the PRA, huh? He's been kind of going off, I believe. Let's pull up Olivier. He's been going off on the points a bit. I know my one buddy started betting his points right around the Denver game and Boston. He bet them both in that. Boards have been okay, even 5.5. This went down because it was 5.5, like minus 130. So maybe there's some unders bet. Is that still? Yeah. So now it's probably gone on the 20.5. Not widely available.
This one's super juicy. But I saw a comment and I accidentally unclicked it. But GG Jackson under threes. He has been on a horrific run for the last, it looks like maybe 10 games.
Such a chucker. Did you have any final thoughts on OMP on the under? I think once you get to 19.5, I don't have too many thoughts on it. And the last thing I'll say, and we'll get to and we'll move over, is the minutes for him are actually a little bit safer than most guys. Especially like over these last 3 or 4, he's playing 27, 20, 31, 23. They're a little bit safer. Not a great matchup overall for anybody, as well as Atlanta's playing on defense, but I don't know if I'm going to get in on that one. The bet you just brought up?
I think to your question about OMP, I think the number's just really sharp.
It's gotten up.
Paper, razor thin, edge.
Yeah,
for GG Jackson, the threes are just, he is not hit. That's him and Tari Eason are missing gym time. I don't know what's going on here. I guess for GG Jackson, he's just not getting time on the court, probably.
Never more than 26. I guess he got 31 here with literally everybody missing. But it looks like 25, 26 is what you expect from him with those random blips into the 30s. It seems like there's a good amount of guys available for Memphis. I just look at the attempts. If you want to look at why he's been going under so much. And was the look was an under, right?
Yeah.
So all these games that he's gone under in 10 in a row, he's averaging 3.5 attempts, which is actually about what he's averaging on the season. He's averaging 3.4 on the season. I don't like that to get to either. So I think that you might be able to keep playing this wagon out there. It's a good 3-point defense overall, especially as of late, as they just fly around on defense. I like the look there for the under on GG. Quick reminder, this is PropsMadness. Like to use this for some other filters in addition to everything we have going on the dashboard. You can get 25% off on this one if you guys use code LYB. So feel free to jump in. You also get a free trial on this one. I see all that. I had someone, my buddy on the other show, on the lineups show, was looking at an under 30.5 PRA for Ty Jerome. I didn't know how to get there because Ty Jerome is just going to play 25 minutes and take 18 shots and have a whole bunch of potentials and rebound chances. So scary for me to get there against anybody. I don't know if you had a thought on Ty in this one.
Yeah, I think
Spencer out. It looks like doubtful, by the way, too.
As a Cam Spencer fan, I'm really jealous and upset that they just seem to let Tyre just play. And I don't know what it is about Ty Jerome, whether they just think he's like a bad player or they think he's a selfish player
Yeah.
or what have you. Or the reason that they allow him just to play continuously. But that would be the reason that would keep me off the unders because they don't seem to be pulling him.
Yeah. Yeah, they're just going to leave him at 25, 26. It seems like I don't think he's going to get more than that. He just has super high usage because he's playing with bad players. I think they probably respect Ty Jerome's game, and that's why they use him sparingly. And then because if he was playing full, he'd get like 34, but they're making sure that they lose, so he's going to get to like 25, 26. But everything is over and the expectations for him. You can't make this high enough. Even in 25, 26 minutes, he's taking all the shots. The usage is up at 31% in the last game, blah, blah, blah. So I'm a bit scared of a Ty Jerome under, but we'll keep it moving. I just wanted to keep looking at what everybody was saying about this game a little bit. Seems like we want some little bit of Houston stuff that we can talk about here. So
one other question in this game
sure.
we wanted to hit really quickly. Jalen Wells points.
Yeah.
I assume that's an over just by
PRA. Yep. Jalen Wells, I haven't been able to follow what he's doing well enough to even really stick with it. Everything for him has been sort of under consistently. I don't know why I would take this one to go over 25 minutes, 20 minutes, 25. I think he's got a shorter leash than even other guys because he's supposed to be a starter and future of this team, like a player that's going to be around for a bit. So not sure if you want to go over right now with him on the minutes and everything. PRA 16.5. We can see if he's been hitting that perhaps. I doubt it too much. It's going to be all over the place for Memphis. I'd rather be trying to find the unders like the GG under, knowing that guys' minutes are capped. There was one more look for Taylor Hendricks. He's been going over. Let's look at him on the model because I want to make sure his minutes and usage and all that makes sense if you did want to take an over. On the points, I believe that was the look. And Swish was saying we got Taylor Hendricks 10.5. -1, or he was hitting Swish up with that. -140.
104, yeah. -104.
Or -104, thank you. 11. He's been taking enough shots over the course of this last 4 games or so. What do you do against Denver? 18 shots, 13 points, 10.5 does seem pretty like a decent buy spot. It's been basically 10.5, so there's no real dip in the market to help you just make it an automatic buy necessarily, but the shot attempts are there. The field goal attempts, the usage, 7 here, getting to the line decently. 16% usage doesn't make you scream with joy, but no qualms with it. No real edge that I'm seeing. We have him pretty close to fair. So, anywhere else that you want to go or anything I'm missing?
Do you want to slide to? I'm partial to Indiana at Orlando. I really don't care who plays for Indiana or OKC Philadelphia.
Okay. Yeah, we want to go to some of those blowouts or potential blowouts, we should say these days. And I see y'all with the Tari Eason under 1.5 threes. We'll get there for sure. Once Tari Eason's mom starts talking about how she's mad that her son isn't hitting threes and needs to get in the gym. She's a great follow on Twitter.
This was for you.
Yeah. Appreciate it. Yeah, Swish is somewhat rebuilding the website a little bit. So that's a little bit of brain work that he's been doing. But yeah, we got the model here. So I'll help when you tag Swish. We'll consider bringing it on air too. Where do you start with Orlando against Boo Boo Indy?
Well, you don't talk about Indy at all because it really doesn't matter.
Are they sitting everyone? Do you know officially, or is
I don't know. I mean, I say it really doesn't matter. I think in a vacuum, it really doesn't matter because their motivation's the exact same. I'll see if there's any update. I haven't seen anything come through.
No, we still got Pascal, Neesmith, Nemhard, and I believe Obi, or at least all those guys are questionable. Maybe Obi's already been listed out.
The only 2 things I've seen are doubt. Actually, it looks like we might get an actual game because Jalen Stawson and Ethan Thompson are both G Leaguers and they're doubtful.
Okay.
So I presume that
you might get some actual comp.
Yeah. Which is good for what I think we're wanting to look at here.
Yeah.
Which is I like TDS. The numbers kind of move since I bet it. I also like Javon. I almost said Javon Small. What's the kid's name? Carter. I like both of them. I think they're in a prime spot without Suggs, without Anthony Black, and without Friends. Those are the 2 I think are going to benefit the most.
Yeah.
The thing you can look at the model you were looking at now. The silver does not look good. I'm not going to front it. But all you have really this taken away from the shot diet from the starters are Wendell, Bane, and Paolo, I'm not super afraid of that, to be honest.
What
So
about the board?
What's that?
About adding the Rebs.
Yeah, I took both. I took the 15.5 PR. I put 0.75 units on it, and then I took the points at 10.5 this morning and
Makes
put 0.75 units on it.
Yeah,
I thought about taking a shot with the double, but I decided against it.
Yeah, I think that makes a ton of sense. And so TDS you took on a bunch of stuff, and then Javon Carter.
Yeah, I took the points for Carter.
Yeah,
I like that one a lot too.
Did you get 10.5, or you took the 11.5?
I never got 11. I'm 10.5 in Florida,
Yeah.
but I took the 11. I mean 11.5, and I felt good about it.
I don't know why I'm afraid of this. I was looking at it earlier. I loved it, but it's partly because I just want to go over for everybody, other than like Bane and Paolo, which could also just be if they just eat up usage. But I mean, this is also the type of guy to score against this squad who just limits assists way better than they limit on-ball stuff. So
the reason I like Carter and TDS is because they're probably, if this does get to the spread, which I believe it will,
they probably stay in a little longer.
Yes, they just have more run in them. And Paolo is so incredibly inconsistent. He might be the worst best superstar there is. Like I'm not joking.
He's either the worst best superstar or the best not superstar good player.
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't trust the man at all. And so like I don't feel like him, Bane, or Wendell is going to take up enough of the shot diet in the game to really take away from TDS or Carter.
Yeah. Man, Capella got up there, huh? 25.5.
I would consider an under if if he doesn't have the random games where he hits for 30 points, I would consider an under.
Yeah, this is going to tell you to sell on Paolo at 20 and 25.5. And even like the adjusted line is actually 24.5 because of how bad Indy is. It's like a line of 25.5 for him is equivalent to like a line of 24.5 against a decent team. And this one's a bad one. So I can't tell you to take an under on anybody, although Paolo's getting up there for sure. I can tell you that I like Javon Small. I did take the boards for Wendell. If anybody brought that up in the comments as well. Really like the 7.5. I almost feel like scared, like I'm missing something with the 7.5 at this number, because I mean his head-to-head stuff against them also backs this up. It's just 2 games, but I was like, went to that to be like, did he have bad rebounding games against this team in a way that the market's taking that into consideration too much, and put like, no, not at all. His rebound chances were up at 18 and 19 in the first 2 games against them, double-digit boards. I had to sprinkle on the double-double. It's just a system play that I'm like, I thought everyone was hip to the system play, and now we no longer get the system play value, but we do. So I had to play it on principle over 7.5. Yeah.
I think the reason it's not moving is because Wendell Carter sucks at rebounding.
Because it's Wendell Carter.
Yeah. I think that's it. If this would have been like literally most anyone else who plays center,
there's levels to sucking, because Miles Turner, if he sucks, then Wendell's decent at least.
No, so that's a great. Miles Turner's a great comp. I feel like Miles Turner gets like treated the same exact way.
He's worse, but yeah, no, that's part of it. I mean, there's going to be these he's inconsistent on the boards. That's for absolutely damn sure for Wendell. I think his minutes are safe with how many guys are missing, even though it's Black and Suggs that are more guards, but they're 2-way guys that do crash the boards, especially on offense. And you expect Wendell to be able to get that against Indiana. If I lose this bet, I'm not going to be mad at it, unless there's going to become some reason that I completely missed, that Wendell is not going to play close to full minutes and is not going to dominate a team that gives up boards like it's free. Then, if I come back later, I'll look at it and say, oh, maybe I shouldn't have bet it because Wendell only got 25 minutes because it was too bad of a blowout or whatever. But I don't even think he's losing that many minutes in the blowout. Yeah, he has a blowout fade too. That's fair. But
there you go, right there. Swish said it best.
Yeah.
It's priced in. I'm okay with it. I also took it. I think it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Now we got freestyles just flying off about people who can't be rebounding. Yeah, for sure.
Well, here's the thing, but there are are big men who suck at rebounding, and Wendell Carter is part of that archetype.
That's fair. Yeah. And it's also just like, it doesn't seem to always be his prerogative, but overall, this team's so big at every position. Normally when Franz is there, that they also steal boards from him, right? But I think I got to play Javon Carter, man. There's just no reason not to be betting it. Everything, there's just so many, like we've said, there's a lot of outs for how he gets there. So I think I'm going to hit that. I'm just seeing if anybody has any other thoughts in the comments. Let me know if you see any of that.
I don't. Let's
I'm
see.
sorry. I have to. Somebody verify. Donald, is this true? I did not know that Wendell was hooking up with Angel Reese. Like, good
Oh,
job,
you didn't
Wendell.
know they were together?
I did not know that. I have
Yeah,
not
that's
been
the
up
reason I
to
made the
date.
joke last time we were talking about Wendell. Is that
I
his
knew that.
girlfriend is, or his fiance or whatever they are. I don't know if they're fiancés. I'm just saying
Yeah,
that
yeah.
part. But yeah, that's the reason I was like his girlfriend is a better rebounder than he is.
That's fair. He can make more threes though. I think it might just be you, but let me know if anybody else is having trouble with hearing anything. But I'm pretty sure it's just you. All right, let's keep rolling. Like I said, I gotta get to Javon Carter. I guess I'm good on other stuff. All right.
What?
You
The
want to go?
numbers moving against me on Carter. I might actually take this 10
Yeah,
and a half.
that's right. I just saw that happening.
That's
Uh,
interesting.
yeah, the juice is getting pushed down on Carter now to go like over 11 half is getting better odds. Under is getting worse. And it's going to dip down into 10 and a half maybe. So quick thing. I had this in the video earlier today. I just want to make sure y'all know we have a package that's just the dashboard. So if you want to just get access to the dashboard, just the projections, don't mess with anything else. We're giving you that for 50% off for the rest of the season. So it's $10 a week. If you're interested in checking this out, you can pay weekly, whatever you want. But I thought I'd make sure that was clear because I had that in the video earlier and people were asking me about it. So if you want to check that out, it's $10 a week to just access everything we got here on the site for the dashboard, the projections, the suite of tools, the AI chat, and all that kind of stuff. But all right, let's keep rolling to your game here, Philly and OKC. Really funny because last night in the chat, I think CJ was talking about he was like, man, he's a Philly fan. He was like, man, McCain, he's going to go off. He's like, no PG, no Embiid, no Oubre. I goes, did he forget that McCain's on the Thunder? And it was just like, no, he's just talking about how everybody's out for his Philly squad. And so who's ever against them is just take the end of their bench and they're going to do great. And that was his point, right? And so, yeah, I think it's probably a pretty good look. So should we just start there? Or did anybody not bet on Jared McCain? I mean, that's the thing that would scare me at this point.
I'm a little nervy. I took the bet. I'm a little nervy, and it's probably just irrational. But I'm a little nervous about it. I think it's the expensive line. J-Dub is back. Not that I think J-Dub's going to like take away from garbage time minutes or anything, but there's a little bit of uncertainty of like what that rotation now looks like. I think we do have the out of AJ not being there.
Yeah.
So maybe they just shift Jalen in and then pretend like it was a normal rotation. In that case, probably not, so shouldn't be worried, but I'm a little nervy and I'm not sure why.
I think it's because everybody's on it. And so it's kind of like what could possibly go wrong? As soon as everybody wants to bet it, then you're just like, the thing is like the way it goes wrong is they don't blow the doors off of Philadelphia, who's now sitting Quentin Grimes in this, like, just if they weren't waving the white flag, they pulled out a giant white sheet and are waving that at this point. Like, we do not want any part of this game and we don't expect to win. So for whatever reason, even Quentin Grimes is probably not going to play, which that's where they're at, is that's their best player. Maybe VJ, but most experienced good players. So I think all of this is like you take the end of the OKC bench if you're betting on anybody, and who better than McCain? If anything, J-Dub coming back and playing 25 minutes at the most with that cap, probably. We haven't heard it, but I would guess strongly that he has a 25-minute cap. With all that in mind, then plenty of other stuff could technically be a little bit underpriced. And I don't know if you're going to see very many minutes from everybody. So I just didn't want to sit there watching this game and go like,
no, it's the most obvious bet of the night for sure.
Yeah. I didn't want to miss on this. So like, it might be too obvious. It's chalky, it's noob, it's fishy, and I had to play it even at 11.5 points.
No, so, I did too. I mean, I took it to 15, but that's where I capped it at. I think that I think 11, and I would have made this number 10.5 personally. I don't know if you saw what I was saying in the VIP earlier. I think Mike said he expects it to be 12.5. I was like, I don't know. J-Dub's back. I would have probably made this 9.5, 10.5. And the fact that it's at 11.5, I think it's a little weird because it's between that 12.5 number, which I thought was high, and then it's above what I would have been comfortable betting, if that makes any sense at all. But I bet it. I think it's a good number in terms of the game environment that we're predicting and projecting. So I think it's fine.
Yep, I'm with it. Did you have something else you liked in this game? Was
Swish just tagged me about something Mod loves assists recently. I'm not sure who we're referring to. Tobias Harris. Do you know anything about the assist for Tobias?
I know Daft took it at 7.5. So that number's gone. I didn't see Daft's reasoning for it, but I don't have anything for it. We can go to Detroit if we want to. Or we can even just bounce around. I don't really care.
Let's table that one for a second since it has moved.
Okay.
I think I want to wait until Grimes is rolled out.
Yeah.
I agree with Chang. I think this is a phenomenal VJ under for PRA.
But you think it's going to go up a little bit if Grimes is officially ruled out?
I'm crossing my fingers.
Yeah. I know. I get it too. My only fear would be that VJ's a rook and that his usage will be insane, and also that he'll just play 30 to 35 no matter what. Like I don't think there's a world where VJ plays like 25 minutes, even if they're down.
Double, Grimes is out.
Yeah,
that was Barlow is available to play, so it probably doesn't move.
Yeah, I don't think it moves either. I think they were taking that into consideration. So I don't know if you're going to get any kind of bump from VJ. And like I said, I would just be a little bit scared. It might be a really good spot. But the reason I like Grimes for an under if he was in instead of VJ is the sort of more veteran aspect of Quentin over VJ. Yeah. But all right, let's keep rolling. Let's get to Detroit. And let's also just look at the Tari Eason under, because I've also been just sort of like, wait, we need to talk about that for a second. And also, if you would go ahead and give the video a like, make sure you turn on the notifications if you subscribe as well, just to make sure you don't miss any of the lives. I also been telling people we have the schedule up on the site here. If you want to check out what's coming each week, we talk about that on Sundays, and then we put up the schedule for when you can expect office hours, VIP office hours, or the live show and stuff like that. So this is the schedule for this week on the live show, as you can see, according to what our whole backup admin team, aka my sister, is doing. All right, let's get to like I said, I just want to look at Tari. Went off on my tangent again, forgot what I was talking about, but now I just want to say, what's Tari's under 1.5 threes? He only took 3 the other game. This is a terrible defense, but again, it's got my attention, so let's look at it. And he is down to 9.5. I don't know if he's available. Yeah, people were trying to fade 10.5. I remember for Tari as well. Has not made 2 threes since February the 28th, 2026, year of our Lord. He's in 3.2 attempts over his last, 14 games. You want to talk about confidence gone? I doubt he has much. So he's taken basically 3. Is this another? It's minus 215. I didn't even see that. Now it's gone.
Yeah, I was about to say that is you have to bet $1,000 to maybe win something.
It's gone. Let's go look at Detroit and LA. I think that's a good call. The Tobias RA, real quick, we have him at 5. We have him at about 8. So the 7 and we might have too few minutes for him. I know he's sometimes when you play fewer minutes in recent games, then the model's just going to continue to anchor itself to what you've been doing. So Tobias has probably lost some minutes as they've blown some teams out recently and stuff like that. But if we're taking a look at him, like I said, 8 is what the model has, and I'm not going to have much more for it. Other than that, the assists have been the thing that have been a bit of a wagon, as I know, because he stole them from Dennis the other night, Dennis Jenkins. So he's at 2.5, which isn't really moving too much. -1, it's not really available at decent. I mean, you got to drink a lot of juice to take his assists alone, which is fine, because if you get the 8.5 RA, and now you're at a little bit too high, so you're taking 3.5 assists plus 5.5 boards. This is a tough team to rebound against as well for LA. They are a very good rebounding team. He's been just over a bit, but once you get to 5.5 against a good rebounding team, it gets a little bit out of range, it looks like. And I kind of agree with that. But do you have any thoughts on Tobias on anything? Points?
I thought his points were pretty interesting. I think they're around fair without Cade in this matchup particularly. I'd have probably made it 13.5 and feel a little bit comfortable, but I think 14.5 is still very fair. I'm scared of this game. I'm highly skeptical of this game.
In which way?
Don't the LA Detroit game.
No, but in which way? Like, what are you skeptical of?
I do not understand why Jalen Duren is at 22.5. I do understand, but it doesn't make a lot of sense. He's at 21.5 points right now. It gets went down again. Like, I understand, if you like such a small sample size, but if you look, he's around 22 points without Cade, but it's like 2 games, and that doesn't compute in my brain.
Updating.
And so I don't want to bet on a game that I don't feel like I understand the way it's going to play out. And in my mind, my gut reaction is that how is this not an over for Jalen Duren at 21.5 points?
And it's interesting that Jalen Duren's points are going down while the spread is moving towards Detroit covering, because they were like 2.5, 3.5 point dogs at one point not that long ago. And now it's down to about 1.5 for them. And I mean, the sharps are I knew that this morning. Like the sharps were the ones betting the Pistons side on this one, and a lot more like Lakers love for people looking at recent box scores and Luka Doncic scoring 97 points a game for like 4 games or whatever. So that's the difference in opinion there. But again, it is interesting that Jalen Duren would be going down as clearly their best player on both sides of the floor. It's a tough matchup overall. I mean, the Lakers, we've been talking about it because of it's JJ's defense. They might be 20th in defensive rating, but first of all, they're like 3rd or 5th or something in the last like 10, 11 games. They've really upped their defense. So part of that might be people coming into the under on him for that, and assuming but it hasn't seemed like it's pushed out anywhere else and that his points or anything like that have gone elsewhere necessarily.
You know what? So. F Jalen Duren. Let's talk about King K. Thank you, man. Thank you so much. It means a lot.
Really, yeah, you are the man, bro. I appreciate having you. Yeah, and if you wanted to talk about anybody, you would be saving us too, King KT. So if you have anything, let me know what you got, bro.
But yeah, I'm super sketched over this game. I don't understand it. I feel like a lot of the lines for like Detroit is just low. Like I would make Duncan probably 12.5. Asar is probably right. Kevin Huerter, it's probably right. But I don't know. I don't understand the lines for these Pistons players.
Well, what about this guy? Hey, what about him?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'd make this 12.5.
Dang, is my internet fucking up again? This is the first time this has happened to me in a minute. Oh, there we go. Looking at Duncan was the one. Yeah. What did you say about it?
I would make it 12.5. Like that's one of the ones I pointed out.
Yeah. Right. So we shouldn't bet it though.
No. I'm saying that I like the 11.5 number. I just don't understand why all of the Detroit players.
You're saying you shouldn't bet it because you're confused, and in said confusion, you're just like, well, then I'm out because I don't have an argument on the other side that makes sense to me. So maybe I'm missing something in a way, right?
Yeah, I'm not out. I'm just confused.
But you might be in. You're saying
on house arrest. Like I don't get why the numbers are the way that they are, and that kind of scares me.
You know what's funny is not funny, but what's interesting is if you look at Duren in this game against the Dubs, he played 29 minutes in that 14-point win with just most surprising thing was that one rebound. I'm on Duncan. Hold on. But Jalen played a few minutes against him too because he had foul trouble. So Jalen against this squad went clean under on the points. He still went over on the points. He went under on the boards. That's insane. I think he was probably 23.5 though. 22.5. That's crazy. That's how bad the Dubs are down low more than anything. But he had, 21 minutes because he had 5 fouls, almost fouled out of that game. And then they didn't need him to come back in essentially. But that would be the another thing that's always going on with Jalen Duren, although it seemed like he had kind of killed that this season, but maybe not anymore. Don was talking about Luka boards. Yeah. Go for it.
He also mentioned like foul trouble. This is the second time I've seen him mention it now, and I had a thought a second ago. I think you're talking about Asar. Like Luka could. Yeah, I would be afraid of Asar foul. I get why, like historically, we're afraid of Duren fouling out, but like I think what you're looking for is Asar fouling out here.
You know what the key stat for Jalen Duren not fouling out tonight is?
What's that?
Let me pull up DeAndre Ayton.
Minutes for DeAndre.
It's going to be his minutes, and it's this number right here.
Yeah.
1.8 free throw attempts. This man is 7 feet 1 inch tall, and he has 1.5 free throw attempts per game. That seems physically impossible. But he's just taking jump shots. So there's how Jalen Duren stays in this game, is if that's his matchup. I understand Luka getting into the lane means Jalen Duren comes up and has to like take on Luka at that point. That could be a problem. But my God, DeAndre soft-ass Ayton.
Listen, Swish, I have turned a new leaf. I will be betting Jalen Duren rebounds tonight.
Yeah, you have to almost.
It's 10.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to.
Is that the just push the button number that Swish is pushing now?
I mean, by
Swish, I mean the model.
If I didn't want to bet this, it would be at 11.5. I think 10.5 is absolutely a good bet. I don't care about the Lakers playing slow.
Yeah.
Because Ayton, to Ayton's credit, he's played better the last like 5 games. But I think matchup matters. And I think, I'm not super afraid of Ayton against Duren, and I see that. I just,
well, they waxed him last game.
Yeah, I think I'm trying not to judge my bets about singular outcomes.
Of course.
And I just think the rebounds at 10.5 is just too low.
No, yeah, there's nothing about the last game that they played that should necessarily make you just ward off of Jalen Duren props if you like him. So I totally agree. I'm probably out on things that high for him, but he deserves that level of respect, and I do respect JJ's defense. It's not that I respect like Aiden's defense. I respect JJ Redick's defense that collapses the paint, which is kind of why I did understand people thinking about a Danis over or somebody even like a Duncan Robinson, because I think if you look at the catch and shoot stuff, that's where they're weakest. Nope, I'm wrong. Oh, nope, I'm wrong. I mean, very wrong. They've been a really good catch and shoot defense. So I don't, yeah, I'm a little bit confused by it too. I think the Duncan, if you just want to play on the number, that makes sense.
Yeah, I agree. I would play it. If I wasn't scared, terrified of this game, just by conceptually, I think 11.5 is a very beatable number.
Yeah, LA's been a good 3-point defense too. I would just be a little bit cautious. He might have to hoist threes. I'm not sure, but LA's defense definitely plays in a way that would not be conducive for a ton of 3-point attempts going up for Duncan. So it's just something to consider. Interesting question here. Who starts without Smart and Rui?
We pull up RotoWire, and so I'm seeing Luka, Austin, Jake, LeBron, Ayton, which sounds right.
Yeah. Right, because Rui was already out of the starting lineup. So yeah, it's who's in for Marcus, and it's
Jake.
And it's Jake Laravia. All right, that's something. I mean, I know he's a Luka player. He's tall and he can shoot threes. He picks and pops instead of going to the rim. So, all right. If there's nothing else in this one, we can keep rolling. I'm just trying to.
Swish said, "Give me all that Kennard." That's interesting. Yeah, I think that makes sense. I don't know what the line is, but I think that makes sense just in general.
Luke Kennard.
7.5. I would love that to have been 6.5, but I'm okay with 7.5.
Still says buy with everybody out. Yeah, I guess that's what Swish is saying. That's where the usage gets pushed out. This is where you listen to Swish, is when he goes, this is where it's going to land. And combined with the price, it's really the price. If he's looking at a guy that has not been properly raised compared to like the increase in his usage, that's what we're talking about here. It's not like Swish is on the phone, I don't think, with JJ or anybody like that, but he's able to get that info kind of by looking at the lines and going, well, Luka Nard's not gone up the way that everybody else has gone up. So the market's taking into consideration this, putting other stuff up. But,
Swish is on the phone with me. He's in my in-ear right now.
He said he would love Swish 6.5.
Yeah, he agrees. He's in my brain.
Breaking news from Swish. I'm getting something near my ear. All right. Well, Luke's 6.5. If for those so inclined, I'm sure the threes are 1.5, and he's probably going to shoot most of those. So maybe that's a consideration real quick, and then we'll move to the next one. No one has any love for Danis tonight, huh?
I'm just terrified of it. I mean, I stand by what I said the other day. Like, I don't care about him going over one game, more than one game, but I think the sample size is really one game that we're looking at, in context of what's happening this year. And so, like, I just want to see more, personally, for Danis. I don't like the 6.5 line. So that's kind of where I'm at. Yeah,
I'm with you. Just to finish the Luke point, it's going up. So clearly the market and Swish are in agreement with each other. And if you put Luke at like 20-ish minutes, 21, you say he's got a decently high ceiling compared to what it normally is. It's probably about 20, maybe 24. Then the 6.5 is insanely good, and the 7.5 is still probably close to good. But now at these odds, and as it's getting into 8.5, kind of lose the Luke Kennard.
What was the threes? Did I see
1.5 plus money?
Yeah, that's the way you bet it. No,
it could be. Detroit's still a really good defense, but this could be the way you bet it if he's getting the minutes. I mean, 3 for 4, 5 attempts, 3 attempts. It's a little scary, even in these minutes, that he's going to get like 3 to 4 attempts. He has like a 45% 3-point share.
He also just mostly takes threes. Like I'm sure that's highly correlated to his overs.
He's at about 3.2 threes on the season, and he's at where's his FGA? Let's go to points. He's at it's about 3.5 of 5.5 shots are from 3 per game. So makes sense. I think that the points would have been a really good look the way they were, and the threes would be a better play at this point, especially once you get to 8.5. Now, to what you're saying, like absolutely, because of the amount of threes he's taking percentage wise of his shots, I think that makes a ton of sense. All right, give that video a like. Got a bunch more people in here, so much appreciated. And get back to the projections here. Where should we go next?
Let's go to Spurs in Miami.
Right.
I have something fresh off the
presses.
The publication. Yeah.
Yeah. What like news?
Coach Spo on preparing for Victor Wembanyama.
Oh boy, I love this.
He's doing it all on the floor. Obviously, a totally different player than Bam, but that's probably similar when you're preparing for Bam offensively. So if you want to bet narratively, if there's any shot at all that Vic heard that, he's probably taking 30 shots tonight.
That's probably similar when you're preparing for Bam offensively.
I mean, Bam's got, I guess, 83.
That's some grade A trolling right there. How is that not
waiting so hard?
Why would you give Victor Wembanyama like bulletin board material? Why would you do that? That's like I think they are I think the Lakers are planting people in the front row of Lakers games to piss Luka off so that he'll start going off. Because I don't understand what opposing fan is still chatting to Luka in the middle of the game and chirping in his ear. You know that's going to just make him go off. I don't know why you do that. I don't know if Vic's the same way, but I love the coach speak, as you know, we love that shit here. So what, Victor Wembanyama over 82.5 points? Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, exactly.
83.5.
No, I mean, I'm joking, but like that's insane. I can't believe you're,
I mean, that's not
what you're saying that.
Like, right. It's not like a coach saying like, I'm going to play this guy more. This guy needs to play more. That's the shit we love. But I don't hate getting into Victor Wembanyama's head like that in a way that's going to make him go crazy. So, okay, he's 26.5. We have him at 25. So this has gotten crazy high, right? For the points.
I just think 30 might be worth a sprinkle. I like that. I like that. I like where your head's at there.
Yeah, that's crazy, right? I was looking at fading 12.5 because I was fading 11.5 at times for Vic. What did it say about the rebound? It says hold. Miami, it's tough to go under on boards against Miami. If we look at them over on the matchup stuff, they are 9th in terms of allowing rebounding. They give up the 9th most rebounding opportunities. Even though they're top 11 team rebounding rate, they are 6th best defense and 13th on offense. None of that's bad. It's just the tempo is so fast that there's so many possessions available for people to go over on boards and even points. So it's scary to take an under against them. But
I was researching this earlier, trying to figure, because I knew that obviously Vic doesn't really rebound like that. Are the Spurs just like a rebound by committee team?
You're big at every position. It's kind of like Orlando, where it's like sometimes centers just lose boards because your 2, 3, 4 are all massive. And so you've got, I guess the 4, it's more like Stephon, right? Champagny is a really good rebounder from the guard forward position. Even Fox for like a point guard is a good rebounder. There's really no weaknesses. So yeah, it's a bit of more rebounding by committee. And then they want Victor not worried about rebounds. That's really, to me, what it comes down to is Victor is just all over the place waiting for you to put up a shot that he can swat. And so if that happens, then that takes him out of rebounding position.
I was looking at, it's funny that you mentioned Duren because that sounds like, is his rebound line soft? I think it's at 3.5. And I think it might be an okay look
on the boards. Yeah. Yeah. That is interesting. 3.5 against Miami, fast pace. I get it. The assists are a bit high. That's what it is for Duren. Yeah, I don't know much. The rebounds could be interesting. That's one thing. Yeah. Is Castle up to 6'6"? He's tall. I never know how tall somebody is, but yeah, we got some big guards out for San Antonio. Let's see. We got some Heat are bad at threes, and so somebody like Fox to hit threes.
I saw that earlier, and I saw it was steaming, so it makes sense.
So somebody's hitting that. Somebody's hitting that. Threes, 1.5. Yeah, getting a little bit bad juice there. I guess that makes sense. I did hit Dylan Harper's over. I'm not sure if it's still at 9.5, but once it got to 9.5, and I was just kind of like the disrespect.
Totally.
Yeah, so it's gone from 9.5. But once that was what I was saying on my episode earlier today too. For Dylan Harper was like, I'm gonna play Dylan Harper, but I had already had the news that Castle and Vassell were both at shoot around, full participants. Once you see that, I'm like, okay, if trending towards playing, I'll take I'll wait for Dylan Harper's number to go down to 9.5. We talked about that in the chat too. Got it at 9.5. Bellissimo. So yeah, that's most of what I like in this game. And then on the other side for Miami, real quick, there's so many guys back and playing for them. I don't love taking props for them. I don't think we have Kalel Ware props because I think Norm is still questionable. Perhaps no, Norm's in, so everybody's in, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
So now we're just not getting Kalel Ware props because my guy CJ was asking if we should go under Kalel Ware today, which would make total sense to me. But we're not even getting his props because now he's kind of back, like Jovic and everybody's healthy. So now we're kind of back to just like we don't know when for Kalel Ware, he has a floor of like 12 minutes. Like it's too volatile to try to play anything over for him. So if he gets props, yeah, I would be fading him before I'd be going over, but I'm just not totally sure. So all right, cool. Let's keep rolling. Just a reminder, because like I said, we got a bunch more people in here now. If you do want to check out the dashboard here, code DASH is 50% off access for the rest of the season. It's you can pay 1 week at a time there, $10 a week. It's normally $20 a week, making it $10 a week for the rest of the regular season. So if you do want to jump in that, you have until the regular season to jump in and get access to everything we have on the dashboard here. So this doesn't include access to the Discord. That's different, but this will just be access to the tools that we have up on the site if you're interested in getting all the projections, the matchup data, and then the AI chat that helps you get everything you need as well. But all right, keep rolling. Where should we go next, my sir?
Wherever your heart desires.
My heart would like to land. Do we have any news on? Here's what I'm waiting on. I'm waiting on Colin Murray Boyle's news, and I'm waiting on Moses Moody news because for two reasons. Now these teams are not playing each other. Just really simply, Sandro Mamu Kalashvili is going up against Utah as potentially the only center if Colin Murray Boyles is out. Is he officially in? Do you happen to know?
I have not seen anything about it. Let me triple check. But I do not. I don't think there's any news on it yet.
Yeah, I don't think so either. So until we know that, I think we can get a better line. Like I don't really want to take too much Sandro, but Sandro right now, because I think we could get him at a better line is the really long-winded way of saying what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Mamu Kalashvili, even know how to spell it. Not the rebounds. Well, maybe the rebounds. Oh, so it is 5.5 now. I thought this was gonna be 4.5. That's fine. Like I don't care. I would still not in a rush to take the rebounds for Sandro ever. But if he is the only well, again, they'll run 5 with no center if they need to in Toronto. So it's a little bit scary. That's why I am waiting on Colin Murray Boyles. And if he's out, maybe we get like this reeks of CMB is out to me at 12.5. But I bet this goes down a point on the points if CMB is in, and so he'll lose some minutes.
I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense that CMB was in. He's been questionable quite a few times, and they've let him sit when Jakob was in, and Jakob being out. I think you tend to think CMB is playing.
Yep. Yeah. So we'll see about Sandro. 12.5 is definitely ceiling for him. Even if CMB is not in, it's kind of the ceiling for me at 12.5 points for Sandro, who just doesn't have that trustable. You can't trust his minutes that much, even if Pirtle is out, which he is. Then on the you know who I'm talking about when I go to Golden State and say I'm waiting to see about Moses Moody. Who are we talking about? Come on now.
Guy Santos,
the Guy coaster. So I just think we might be able to get 12.5 if Moody comes in.
I see no upside of betting this live. I'm betting this pregame. And I mean, I've said this ad nauseum at this point a multitude of times. He's going to play, if Moses is out, he's going to play like 3 minutes off rip in the first quarter. He's going to get pulled. And then he's going to come in with like a minute left in the first quarter. If he does not score in that first 3 minutes, I can assure you're going to get a point of value.
Yeah. Yeah, this is such a live betting moment for sure for the Dubs and for Guy Santos. The line isn't that high, right? Let me go.
No, you can just get a better number.
No, I meant the spread. Sorry, the spread is not that high. 2.5. Yeah, so this is supposed to be a pretty close game. Now we are going to start running into the just endless cavalcade of players that come off the bench for this Dub squad. Like it's just a whole parade of guys that come off the bench that are like Pat Spencer's here now. Gary Payton Jr.'s over here. Moses, if he's there, D'Anthony Melton, Guy Sant, like all the wings and all the wings come out to play. I still think Guy should be at about 28, and I still think he is respected as one of the better players on the team in general. Just got his 4-year deal with the squad, is a future of the team with the team. So I think 13.5 might be beatable. Let's see what happens with Moses Moody to see if he's in. Got a quick notey here. No, this is the Jalen Smith one that David brought up earlier. Those are the two things I just wanted to make sure I said. So if we do get news about Colin Murray Boyles, or we do get news about Moses Moody, let's interrupt the show to look at that.
Let's answer this really quickly. Who are our favorite double bets today? Wendell Carter, Dyson, someone else. It depends on what question you're asking. Who's most likely to get it? What are the best values? I tend to think someone like Tristan Da Silva makes a lot of sense for the double. He's probably lined at like 5.5 rebounds anyway. You can probably get it close to like plus 800, plus 900. That's who I'd look at in that game. I mean, if you're looking at Wendell, you're probably at like plus 250 to plus 350. I just don't think. Yeah, exactly.
I was gonna say if you're at 5.5 boards, you might be looking at, like, I was gonna say 18-1. I was off by a little bit. I guess I got one.
I got that Hard Rock. Those Hard Rock lines though. My math is a curve.
You have to parlay, but you can't even parlay 10 and 10 at Hard Rock.
My math is on curve. That's on me. I apologize.
No. Your math is impacted by the shenanigans that Hard Rock pulls. You're just like, I don't know what lines are anymore because Hard Rock just has these phantom ass lines they throw out sometimes. Like, what are we anchored by here?
I'll be right back. By the way, I'm sorry. I have to.
No, go for it. Because I was gonna throw my double look that was like maybe this isn't terrible. And then let's get to that King KT in a sec. I like these questions too, like the double look. We got the RA look as well. I can bring that up. Just to finish the point though, I think Reed might not be a terrible double. It's more of a ladder play. I don't know what his double still is. Let's pull it up over here for Reed, for Shep. So I think the Reed Sheppard renaissance, let's call it a passing renaissance, is upon us. I love what it looks like on the model, and then we'll get to this RA look for you, King KT. But he's not Miami, he's on Houston. He's playing Chicago. Let's just start there. That's wonderful. That's always going to be great. No Isaac Okoro out there as well. Really, nobody that can defend. If you look at Reed against the Heat, I know this is only one game, and he had 21 potentials and 102 touches. Led the team. He's been actually led the team in passes since the All-Star break. So since the All-Star break, he has the most passes on the team. Shengun out for a bunch of games, whatever. Amin is not a true point guard. He's just not. Reed is, not only because Reed makes passes, it was good at passing, so is Amin. Reed passes, cuts, and draws the defense with him because you have to follow him out to the 3-point line. You do not have to follow Amin Thompson out to the 3-point line. You can just let him go out there. So that doesn't really leave. That means the space is still crowded, right? Think about it. Reed passes the ball to the wing, makes a cut down the middle, pops back out to the wing, right? You have to move with him out to the wing. If Amin does that, just stand right next to the basket. Don't worry about Amin. If he makes a cut to the basket, make sure he doesn't have a lane to get the ball and go up. If he doesn't get the pass, he's going to run back out to the 3-point line, and he's not going to be covered. That's what Reed Sheppard does for this offense, and that's what opens things up for assists for a guy like Reed and maybe others, but more so Reed. So I'm buying in very hard to this. I took over on the 4.5, and then I took it all the way up to a double for Reed Sheppard tonight. So that's my favorite double value-wise at about, I believe, like 15-1. But other than that, I do think you're onto something with Wendell as really good value for the double because I sprinkled on that for him. So
so he was most likely. I'll go Paolo or Wendell. I'll probably go Paolo before I went Wendell.
Oh, was Paolo one of the questions in there?
No. I think it was like Dyson, Wendell. Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, Dyson or Wendell. But I had asked him, depends on what question you're asking, most likely or best valuable. And he responded, most likely. And so I'd go Paolo or Wendell. I think I'd lean Paolo. And then Okongwu is probably a good mention here.
Could be. Yeah, guys that are just a little bit undervalued who might have a big day on one of the rebounding category, right?
Right. I think that's probably it. Yeah, that's the two I think are most likely.
Got you.
To have some value.
Let's get to the RA question. I don't know. I don't think Zoe can make the live show at this time. Otherwise, I would be like, Zoe, what do you think? Because Zoe loves the rebounds and assists, and she crushes them, and they're often a part of her parlays that are in the Discord. Which, by the way, have the link to the free Discord in there too. Obviously, if you want the VIP Discord, you have to go through the website. It's part of multiple packages. But if you do just want to get a free access to the free stuff, get some of Maddie and Zoe's looks for the community each day. All that stuff's available in the description of the video. But do you have any thoughts on an RA? Do you have an RA bet today? I don't have one.
I don't think so. If I had to choose one, I'd go Stephon Castle or De'Aaron Fox.
Okay.
That's the two I'd look at. I think probably Stephon Castle would be the RA bet I would go to. Was there one specifically about Paolo, or because I don't want
No,
to
this
change?
was King KT was just looking for an RA bet in general.
Yeah, what's Stephon Castle at?
Ooh.
I'd probably
12 and a
take
half.
it. Pace up spot. I'd probably take it. The -104 is honestly probably good value.
It's definitely a pace up spot. Let me pull him up over here because I want to look at them
I
individually.
was honestly considering him for the double for the conversation a second ago for
Interesting. On the dimes, maybe because it's obviously higher than the boards.
Yeah.
It's interesting, because the boards they feel a little bit low. The boards look pretty good. What do you call that? Right? The delta, right? Is that what that is?
Delta.
The space between the green line and the blue line, the more space, the better. For all you Dave Matthews fans, the space between. It's unfortunately that just comes in my head because I was a kid in the 90s, man. All right, so the gap here on the boards looks fucking incredible. What? Swish, what say thee? Is this a trustable delta? What do we? Not all deltas are built the same, but this delta feels right. First of all, I don't mind the RA just based on the fact that I think his rebounds are so undervalued in and of themselves.
If you're in the cord, this is the best thing to do.
There you go. Tails. You know she's gonna have an RA in the. Am I wrong? Tell me I'm wrong. I'm not wrong.
If Denny's playing, she's betting the RA.
If Denny is in, that's a very good point. And if the Knicks were playing, Jalen's RA would be in there. Although that wagon kind of died a little bit. Also had a real good shot at a Big Lebowski quote there. Am I wrong? You're not wrong, Walter. You're just an asshole. Rebounds and assists for D Fox. Was this looking at it this way now? Do either of these guys move up or down for you between Fox and Castle?
I like both of them. I think I would probably go Stephon just because his touches are probably higher, and he gets the benefit of passing to Fox. I don't know that Fox gets the benefit of passing to Stephon
quite as much. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I think I like the rebounds a ton for Castle specifically, and I think we're getting a pretty good deal. I'm gonna put this
there. You go. Yeah, Swish mentioned it right here. Rebounds look great for a while, but before he was getting less usage in minutes from blowouts, that makes a ton of sense. Yeah, so the rebounds are probably the better bet there than the RA, but I like both.
Yep, I'm with that. And yeah, again, I didn't have any combo plays like that for anybody for RA necessarily.
You know what we should do? Just a small segment, maybe at the end of the night.
Sure.
Someone asked, Reese asked us what Shell's parlay here. We should plan you pick a bet, I pick a bet, and then Swish picks a bet, and just make a 3-leg each night. I think it'd be a really cool thing to do.
I'm down. I do find the 2 legs are usually, if you just, I often if I'm going to do some parlays, I'm probably going to put 2 legs together and make multiples like that.
Totally.
But we can still do. I mean, obviously, we just put a 3-leg. Y'all take whatever legs you guys want anyway. But I'm down. I do have been wanting to do that. So, hey, bringing the Zoe love to the show here. She's playing Banchero and Hero RA.
So the Zoe leaks on the live. That's crazy.
Yeah. Hey, you know what I'm saying? If you're gonna talk, leak the info, we're gonna put it up on the show, man. This is breaking news for y'all.
Our projection for Indiana was correct. Obi is in, Naismith is in, Andrew is in, and Pascal is in.
So they're going for it.
Well, going for it in terms of not trying to look like they're losing.
Right. Going for not getting fined. Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
They're going for not getting fined. Okay. My good man, thank you for showing up and let us know, because I just completely have not thought about that game. But yes, we are going to be betting Kling Kong. Is he still 12.5 on the boards?
I do not believe so. I think he's 13.5. Good news, Carter is starting.
Javon?
Yeah.
Fucking hold on. Listen, I didn't.
I'm sorry to change the subject.
No, it's just that I just didn't get my text back from my guy that's supposed to be hitting Javon Carter stuff for me.
He is starting.
All right. Well, it's -114 on Caesar, and he's supposed to be hitting that for me. All right. Well, either way, I'll put it in the chat real quick for everyone. I guess even if I can't get it down.
But onward to while you're doing that, I'll pull it up for you. I got you. Please, so we're looking at Clean.
Yes.
Is that correct?
I'll pull. Yeah, you're pulling up your screen real quick.
Yeah. Give me 4 to 5 business days. I got
All
you.
Right. We'll be here. I don't have anything better to do.
All right. Present screen. Entire screen. No, screen. That's what I want. Share. At the stage. All right. Clean. I think the juice. I think the meat on this bone is gone, but we can bring him up for sure. If I had to bet this, I'd go for the points. I don't know that there. Oh my God, there is. What happened here? If you can get 12.5 on FanDuel, I think that's a bet.
Yeah,
it's definitely a 13.5 at other places. I know in Hard Rock it's 13.5 right now, but yeah, 12.5 I believe is definitely a good bet.
Yeah.
You're gonna look at the head-to-head here, right here, without Rob Will on the back-to-back, and you're like, oh my gosh, he went under. But the reason he went under is he had 5 fouls. I think in the first half he was 10 and 10. I wouldn't worry about him going under because he couldn't achieve it. I would worry about him going under because foul trouble, or them just blowing the doors off this Brooklyn team, who just apparently does not even want to show up tonight because of so many people being listed injured and out as of recently, like Terrence Mann, Clowney, Porter Jr. was already out, Sharp's already been out, Drake Powell was announced earlier, Danny Wolf got his ankle injured last night and he's out. So that's the only two concerns that I really have about the rebounds not hitting is the blowout, because it is a 15-point spread. But to your point earlier from the video, like, he's probably going to play 30 minutes because there's really not a backup center. And so, yeah, I think he could very well have 10 and 10 at the half again.
Yeah.
It's just, what's the game environment that at that point, does he have fouls? And so that's the only two things that I'd be super.
That's the only thing that does make me want to take like 15-15, but it might be worth it. I have to look at what the number is to decide if it was worth it. But 15-15 might be worth it for Kling Kong tonight.
I am so shocked it is still at 12.5 rebounds. It was 13.5 earlier.
Yeah, for sure. Cool. We can keep rolling. I just need to put this up on the site real quick for everyone too.
Where are we at next, chat? Carter over 10.5 points. If you can get it, yes. If you can get it, yes. He was just listed as a starter. I don't know if it's still available though. I'm seeing 11.5, but if you can get a 10.5, that's a good bet.
Oh yeah. I haven't seen 10.5 in a while today, but
Scoot. You want to look at Scoot? While I'm pulling it up, give me a talking point, Swish, because I haven't looked at Scoot today. For Archie or Romeo.
I'm gonna guess.
Yes. Blowout. I'm so dumb.
Back in the blowout.
That makes sense. Yes. So if you want to go to win-loss, make it a what the? I have to refresh this? It wouldn't allow me to like adjust for the margin. Has he not been in enough games for that there be a margin? Surely he has. Yeah. Like, that's weird. I guess he hasn't played enough. But yeah, I think this makes sense. I would have liked it at 13.5, or I'd have loved it at 13.5. 14.5 is a bit steep and feels like it's pricing it in, but it makes sense. Like, if this gets to margin, he should absolutely get the run.
Yep, I fully believe that too.
Very low assist number. So are you looking at PEA or just assists, Swish? Go ahead. Sorry, Josh.
No, keep going.
VJ under 19.5 points. I like it, but to Josh's point, and I also asked Swish this, the thing with VJ specifically is there's not a lot of room for there to be rotations with so many people out, right? There's not a lot of room for rotations for VJ specifically. So he's probably gonna play minimum 28 minutes. I'll probably make it 30. To make my point, I'll make it 30 just so we can see the worst case scenario. I like the concept of it, but I'll just be scared off it because of the limited rotation. And then back to Scoot for assists for Archie. There you are. We'll pull him up over here. It's at a buy spot, and you can't really judge it off of this just because of the game environment. Because we're specifically wanting to look at games where they're winning by margin. So let's just say by 10 to have some sample size. Yeah, that looks great. I have no qualms with that. I think PA makes a lot of sense probably, but the assist is probably making that look very good. Go ahead, Josh. Did you have anything?
No, you're good. Before we dip out, I was going to say, if you want to pull up the Pacers, I don't know what to do with them, obviously, but like Pascal at 18.5 points is going to get my attention.
Yeah, totally.
Like he's been 20 to 21.
So 29, 30. Let's just say he plays 28 minutes, right? That feels possible, but like conservative. We'll give it a little bit more sample size. We'll bump it to 30. So you'd be at 18 right at 28 minutes.
Yeah.
And then if he gets any additional time, you're at 21.
Right. And what's he been playing over these last few games?
28 or 29, 32, 29, 30. So let's give him a floor 30 just to see the other side.
Yeah. Yeah, if he plays 30 plus, he's in a good spot.
So it's just basically what we're asking ourselves, and y'all too, chat, is do we think Pascal gets the additional 2 minutes? If he does, this should be a pretty sweat-free under if he's efficient. Over, I'm sorry. Over.
Yeah. I know what you meant. Yeah, for sure. That was kind of my last look, but I'm going to have to get out of here too. I know you got stuff to do, feed your family, all that. Appreciate everybody jumping in. Go ahead and give that video a like on your way out. Much appreciated. And one more reminder, if you did want to get access to the dashboard only here, all the stuff we've been using, all the tools and everything that are up on the dashboard here with the matchup data, the AI chat, and the ability to look at market pricing, see if something is actually expensive or cheap or whatnot. So check it out up on the site. It's code DASH for 50% off access. It's $10 a week, normally $20 a week. So happy to have that for the rest of the season for you guys. But best of luck tonight. We'll be back the rest of this week and have an episode out for y'all tomorrow morning. So until we see you next, happy betting. And big shout out to Swish. I cannot possibly forget that. I know that y'all are in here for Swish anyway. So y'all have already been telling him thank you, but always great to have our guy in the chat, man. Really appreciate it. But we'll see you guys later this week.